Hello, my name is Chris McCloskey. I'm a mechanical engineering student here at Michigan State University, and today I'd like to share with you my college application process experience. Growing up, as the younger brother of two Michigan Wolverines, I always felt as though I had big shoes to fill. Throughout high school, I felt the need to match their achievements. My goal? Attend the University of Michigan and become an engineer, because that's where the leaders and best go, right? I felt as if I was destined to go there, and if I didn't, I would somehow be considered less of a person or a student. After an excruciating application process, the day of my reckoning came in early November. To this day, the memory of that moment remains vivid. I was in the back seat of my friend's Lincoln Town car. The bumps of the pure Michigan roads shot through my cracked iPhone screen as I texted away about useless high school drama. After pushing send, I scrolled over to my email inbox as I did hundreds of times a day, hoping that today was the day I would receive that maize and blue email from my future Wolverine family saying, "Congratulations." This habit had become so routine for me, it was as if I was going through the motions. Only this time, it was different. As the dreaded loading screen finished its thorough search for new emails, there it appeared. An email addressed to myself directly from the Office of Admissions. My heart skipped a beat. It felt as if my fingers ceased to function. It was actually happening. This was it. As I clicked on the message icon, the email began a process which seemed to drag on for what felt like hours. The words I was expecting to read did not appear. A big old "congratulations" was nowhere to be found. I was stunned. In an effort to awake from this nightmare, I gave myself a series of pinches on the wrist which appeared to be futile. That was that. They didn't want me. After a series of expletives, I went home that night and indulged in activities with of which I was not of legal age to participate in, as I attempted to drown my sorrows. My sorrows, however, did no such thing. I had been deferred admission to the school of my dreams. I didn't know what to think or what to do. It was as if I was an Olympic swimmer who trained his whole life for one moment, then forgot to jump in the pool when the horn sounded. It felt as though 4 years of hard work and never taking a day off had amounted to nothing. I was devastated. In an attempt to console me, my unconditionally loving mother would always tell me, "Everything happens for a reason. If it's meant to be, it'll happen." For weeks, which felt like years, I couldn't accept that fact. How could the university, which I had worked so hard to attend, basically convey the message to me that I wasn't good enough or smart enough to attend? It didn't make sense to me and deeply hurt my self-confidence. As the fact began to sink in that I would not call Ann Arbor home for my next 4 years, I began to evaluate my options. At the top of the list stood Michigan State University. In my eyes, the green and white of the Spartans never even crossed my mind. I was so transfixed by the maize and blue of the Wolverines that I failed to recognize that other universities even existed. Due to the fact that I only applied to 3 universities, one being U of M, one being MSU, and the other being Michigan Technological University in the Great White North of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, I felt as if I was trapped between a green and white rock and a very cold place. As decision time rapidly approached, I began to feel the pressure. I chose MSU. In an attempt to rationalize attending a lesser school, I told myself I would transfer to U of M after my first semester. Little did I know exactly what I was getting into. My first time being on campus was at my academic orientation program in July. I could still feel a little bit of the Wolverine snootiness looming over me as I toured campus. With no tall buildings, fancy hospitals, or 110,000-seat football stadiums, I felt shortchanged. However, as I entered my first semester, East Lansing began to grow on me. A green and white rash began to spread from the tips of my toes to the ends of my hair. From Beaumont Tower to the engineering building, to the research center on Jolly Road to Spartan Stadium, I loved it all. I was shocked at how twisted my view of other universities had become. The worst part about it was that no one had ingrained this view into my brain. I put it there myself by pressuring myself into believing that a degree from U of M was the only way to be successful. Until then, I never truly learned the lesson that the college experience and life in general is what you make it. My eyes have been closed to a very simple fact. You get out what you put in. In the same way that purchasing a gym membership does not make an overweight person healthy, an insignia on a college diploma does not define you. What you accomplish in that time you are on campus, however, does. Today, I am currently on the dean's list after my first semester here at the university. I attended every home game of the 2015 Spartan football schedule and even had the opportunity to witness our boys bring home a Big Ten championship at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis against the Iowa Hawkeyes. I am currently a member of the Michigan State Formula Racing team. I help design, manufacture, and test an open-wheel race car that has a faster 0 to 60 time than most Corvettes. With each passing day, I can feel my blood becoming greener and greener, and I am loving every second of it. To this day, and for the rest of my life, I will be forever grateful to the University of Michigan for assisting me in making the best decision of my life. Go Green.